I will teach direction of friction in rolling motion and below rolling motion on inclined plane. Let us first take a disc on a ground. Disc is in rolling motion, so it is rotating and also moving in this direction with velocity v. As it is pure rolling motion, in pure rolling motion v equal to r omega, but in general rolling motion, this point is velocity r omega, where r is radius of disc and v in this direction, which we already studied. Pure rolling motion is combination of translational motion and rotational motion. Due to rotational motion, r omega is this and v is this. This point has two velocity. To find the direction of friction on this point, which will contact with ground, we will take three cases. First case, when v is greater than r omega. In this case, this point has net velocity in this direction, forward direction. This point has net velocity in this direction because v is greater than r omega. If this point has net velocity in this direction, ground will exert friction in opposite direction. So friction will act in this direction, and this friction is kinetic friction because this point is moving with respect to ground in the forward direction. So friction will act in opposite direction of velocity. As we know, friction is acting in the opposite direction of velocity. Velocity will decrease. Friction is acting in the opposite direction of velocity. This means due to this friction, this body has acceleration in the direction opposite to the friction. So this velocity will decrease. As here velocity is decreasing, in this way, a car or a vehicle stops. When we stops a vehicle, velocity is more than r omega, and due to this, friction is acting in the opposite direction and velocity will decrease slowly, and car will stop. In this way, a car stops or a vehicle stops. Because friction is acting opposite, velocity is decreasing, and due to this, in this way a car stops. This is first case. In second case, v is less than r omega. When v is less than r omega, this point has resultant velocity in this direction because r omega is more than v. And as this point is moving in this direction, friction will act in this direction. So we will write friction will act in the direction of velocity. As friction is acting in the direction of velocity, velocity will increase because due to friction there is acceleration in the direction of velocity. As velocity is increasing, we can say that in this way a car accelerates. When we start a car, and car will accelerate in this way, velocity will decrease just because of friction in this way. In this way, a car or a vehicle accelerate. And third case is v is equal to r omega. V equal to r omega, this is case of pure rolling motion. This is not pure rolling motion, this is not pure rolling motion. In first case kinetic friction will act, in second case kinetic friction will act, but in third case a static friction will act, because when v equal to r omega, this point has resultant velocity 0. In this case a static friction may act. In this case a static friction may act, not in this situation but in any other situation a static friction may act. How to find the direction of static friction? We can see that the direction of kinetic friction in first case, direction of kinetic friction in second case. What is direction of static friction? For finding the direction of static friction, just assume the direction of static friction in any direction, and after solving the question, if a static friction comes positive, this means taken direction is correct. And if a static friction comes negative, this means actual direction is opposite to the taken direction. We solve the equations, and after solving the equations we find the value of friction, a static friction. If a static friction comes positive, this means taken direction is correct, assumed direction is correct. Otherwise when it is negative, actual direction is opposite to the taken direction. Now we will solve. Now we will find the acceleration and velocity on an inclined plane of a pure rolling body. Let us take any body, disc, ring or solid sphere, any circular body. Its mass is m, radius is r. This angle is theta. This surface is rough. Initially it is at rest, or now it will come to the ground when left to move. This distance is del. We have to find acceleration of this body and velocity of this body. Velocity we have to find when it will come to the ground. We have to find this velocity and acceleration of the body. This will rotate in this way because it is coming downward, so it will get velocity in this direction and it will rotate in this direction. Any body will get angular acceleration only when torque will act. It is initially at rest and after some time it will get omega. This means torque will act on the body. Direction of friction will be upward. This is a static friction. Why direction of friction is upward? Because it is rotating in this direction. So to rotate in this direction, friction must act upward. Body is rotating in this direction. This means it is getting alpha in this direction. And alpha is in this direction. This means torque will act in the upward direction. This torque will rotate. This force will rotate. If there is no friction, body will just slide on the surface. And due to this friction, body will rotate. If there is no friction, body will not rotate. To rotate the body, friction is in the direction upward, along the inclined upward direction. Mg sin theta will act in this direction. We all know mg cos theta will act in this direction. Normal will act upward. Now we will write the equations. Mg sin theta minus friction. This is first equation by using Newton's second law. Mg sin theta minus friction. Net force in this direction is mg sin theta minus friction. Net force downward mg sin theta minus friction. Mass into acceleration. This is equal to mass into acceleration. Acceleration is in this direction. Because net force is in this direction, so acceleration is also in this direction. Now due to this friction, torque will act. What is torque? We know that torque equal to R perpendicular into F. This R perpendicular is distance of force, perpendicular distance of force about the point of rotation. This is the point of rotation, this is the axis of rotation. Distance of this point and this force is equal to capital R radius. So torque is R into F friction, and this is equal to I into alpha. Third equation we will use A equal to R alpha. This is condition of pure rolling motion. A equal to R alpha or B equal to R omega, both are condition for pure rolling motion. Now we will solve these all three equations. Just put value of friction from this to this. From second equation, value of friction, we will calculate value of friction I alpha upon R and put in this equation first. We will calculate value of alpha from here A by R and we will put friction is equal to I alpha upon R, and this is equal to mass into acceleration. Alpha can be taken as A upon R from equation third. Moment of inertia can be written in the terms of radius of gyration. If a body has mass m, its moment of inertia is mk square in terms of radius of gyration. So we will write I equal to mk square. Now take mass common and both side mass is cancelled. This is the acceleration of the body. First, we will find these three equations, and after solving these three equations, we will get acceleration. One equation is from Newton's second law, one is due to torque equation, and third is rolling motion condition. In this acceleration, we will see that acceleration is independent of mass of the body. It is independent of mass of the body. So it will not depend on the mass of the body. K square upon R square, for any body it is a constant. For ring K square by R square is equal to 1. For disk K square by R square is equal to 1 by 2. For example, moment of inertia for ring is mr square, and it can be written as mk square. So K square upon R square for ring will come equal to 1. For ring it will come equal to 1. This means acceleration is only acceleration only depends on value of K, radius of gyration, and for all ring radius of gyration is same, and for all this radius of gyration is same, and for all sphere radius of means acceleration of all rings are same. Acceleration of all disks are same. Acceleration of all solid states are same. Now we will find velocity of this body when it will come to the ground. By using kinematics third equation, v square minus u square बराबर 2as. v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Initial velocity is 0. Final velocity is v. We have to calculate acceleration is from here and s is equal to l. This distance is equal to l, so we will put s equal to l. V equal to root 2al, and v is finally equal to 2 g sin theta 1 plus k square upon r square into n. This is the velocity of the body when it is left at a distance of L on an inclined plane. When it will come to the ground, its velocity is equal to this much. Velocity is also independent of mass of the body. Just like acceleration, it will depend only on value of k square by r square. We can calculate velocity of ring, velocity of disk, velocity of solid sphere. Velocity of all ring are same. Velocity of all disks are same. Velocity of all solid spheres are same, because k square by r square of all rings are same. K square by r square of all disks are same. We can calculate velocity of ring, velocity of disk, and we can check order of velocity, order of acceleration for different types of body: ring, disk, solid sphere, cylinders, etc.